Welcome, luxury enthusiasts, to the Luxury Travelers Podcast, hosted by Rodney George. The ultimate passport to opulent destinations, extravagant experiences, and unparalleled indulgence. Whether one is a seasoned jet setter or daydreaming of the next lavish getaway, the Luxury Travelers Podcast has it all covered. So buckle up and prepare for a journey into the lap of luxury. Now, your host.
Well, good morning, or maybe it's even afternoon or evening when you're finally getting around to watching this podcast. You're in for a special treat today because we've got the president of North America for a new player in the luxury cruise space, Explora Journeys. And our special guest today is Chris Austin. Chris, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Rodney, for the invitation. And it's wonderful to be with you and, of course, with everybody who is tuning in, as you say, in the afternoon or maybe the morning, wherever they are.
Yeah. You had some history with another luxury brand, but most of your history is in hotel management, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you're correct. I've actually worked for Seabourn before, a classic traditional luxury cruise brand who do an excellent job. And prior to that, actually, I led our luxury sales and global trade marketing for Starwood Hotels and Resorts that at one point were the largest operator of luxury hotels and resorts in the world. And of course, they were acquired by Marriott. I always say, Rodney, actually, great brands only buy great brands to become greater. Anyway, we had a wonderful opportunity to join Explora Journeys. I've now nearly been 4 years with our family owners and delighted to share it all with you, Rodney, and all of you listeners today.
Well, Explora Journeys was birthed out of a pretty big mass market cruise line, right?
Well, that's true. Every family has to start their business somewhere. And in fact, our family, the Aponto Vargo family, they actually started their business, Rodney, in cargo. So if you turn the clocks back nearly 70 years now, actually, to Sorrento, Italy, Mr. Aponte bought his first, I guess it was really a boat, and he'd move people and boxes, merchandise up and down the coastline of Italy there, and move the clock forward to 2024. Mediterranean Shipping Company, the MSC group, is the biggest shipping company in the world. They move a significant amount of cargo around the world, including about, I think, 33% of all cargo that arrives into North America is on an MSC ship. But then, of course, around about 20 plus years ago, they did launch a contemporary cruise brand called MSC Cruises. No different if you think to Carnival Corporation and how Carnival started actually with Carnival Cruise Lines. And obviously delivering a very good product in that space of contemporary cruising. Most people then have a dream, they have a vision, and it becomes a passion project. And their dream and vision was to create a very distinct, differentiated, ultra-luxury lifestyle brand. So I joined, as I say, nearly 4 years ago, together with various members of the team, and we have actually created a very differentiated luxury brand, a cruise brand, yes, but we like to call it more of a journey. And we're actually in our 10th month of operating, Rodney, and I'm just so thrilled and delighted to share that actually within those 10 months, we have been recognized by Travel and Leisure magazine as the best new ship that was launched in 2023. And Condé Nast put us on their 2024 gold list, which is a coveted list that actually only a handful of brands get on that every single year. So I guess we're doing okay.
Well, those are two really big, what we used to call down south, attaboys.
That's right. Exactly that.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better than those two organizations to recognize you for what you've got there. But tell us a little bit, Chris, about the vision behind launching this luxury brand. I mean, MSC owns, as you said, a third of the shipping that comes into North America. They own a huge part of the global kind of beginner market or mass market cruising. What's the vision behind launching this luxury brand?
No, that's a great question. And I think, the vision, the dream, and then this passion project basically got started because they could see an opportunity in the marketplace. And luxury, in cruising has been a growing segment. And actually, most of the brands, I would say, are all in that traditional classic
Right.
sort of luxury segment. And really, the opportunity to create something fresh, something new, really a category of one, was really recognized by our family owners. We're European, we're headquartered in Geneva, Switzerland. So, of course, Italian by birth, but then the company was moved a long time ago to Geneva. Actually, we're one of the largest employers in Geneva. But we lean into these facts because they are differentiating. Family owned, Swiss, European. And we try to anchor those points with our brand as well. So basically, we set to work. But, the family had this dream and this vision, but they were smart enough to actually ask our future travelers. And we did have the help of a couple of consultancy companies, of course, very major consultancy companies. We actually had results from over 20,000 travelers, our future guests, probably your future clients as well, actually, Rodney, yes, and maybe even some of the people listening. Yeah, existing clients. And they basically told us what they wanted. And I'm just going to sort of sum that up because it really fell into very sort of clear buckets as per se. They did say, design something new, because we obviously have choices now, so just don't design exactly the same sort of experience. So we set to work on that. They said, design a ship that's inspired by a yacht. And we thought that was really interesting. Design a ship that's inspired by a yacht. They didn't say design a yacht. They actually said a ship, and you'll understand why actually in a second. So we went to Martin Francis. He's the world's preeminent maritime super yacht architect. And we went to Fincantieri, the finest Italian luxury shipbuilders. And together they designed our ship. And when you actually see the ship from the exterior in the silhouette, she does have that inspiration of a super yacht. And actually, when you're on board the ship, a lot of intimate spaces, smaller spaces, the highest amount of outdoor deck space in the industry. If you look at the aft of the ship, we have 2 swimming pools on the aft. We've got 2 other swimming pools as well on the ship. So really, you can find that little moment when you're with us on your journey, and you can really sort of escape into that feeling that you're on your own private yacht. But they asked for a ship because they also said space is a luxury and choice is a luxury. And so you can't give guests space or choices unless you have a decent sized ship to actually deliver it to them. So we do have the largest lead-in suites, Rodney, in the industry. 377 square feet is the smallest suite on our ship.
Wow.
We are all suite, 100% ocean front, all with deep terraces with Italian deep cushion day beds on, and plus a dining table as well, even on that lead-in smaller suite. The average size suite is actually 470 square feet, and we go up through ocean penthouses and also to ocean residences, with the owner's residence being 3,014 square feet, and it takes the entire aft of deck 8, and all of our 23 ocean residences have their own private whirlpools and additional butler service that we extend as well. So that's a bit of an illustration of space and how we've layered that into the experience. But choice comes across numerous different guest experiences, culinary being an important one, which I'd love to talk a little bit more about, but 6 restaurants actually on board, 12 bars and lounges. I already said 4 swimming pools previously, 67 cabanas. So when you look at the choices, retail shopping, wellness and fitness as well, an indoor fitness studio plus an outdoor fitness studio. So an incredible amount of choice. And then, of course, we've got the pillar of design. That was the sort of third key thing that our guest surveyed asked for. Design comes in 2 elements for us. Interior design, we are far more that cosmopolitan boutique hotel, that luxury hotel, European vibe, beautifully stylish. Many of our current guests are saying you have the most elegant ship actually afloat today. Our lobby bar is absolutely stunning. And of course, there's continuity with the interior design. People say she's very calming. She's quite tranquil and warm and welcoming. But then design also comes in our environmental focus and how much we do design a ship that will actually help protect the oceans of the world. And then the last thing those travelers asked for, actually, new brand, was to actually discover the destinations at a slower pace. They said, we don't want to chase ports of call. So in 7 days, we only need, 4 sort of ports of call. But can we overnight? Can we stay later? And actually, we've asked you to design a beautiful ship inspired by a yacht. So actually, can we have a sea day or a couple of sea days? And that's created the sort of the brand and the concept for Explora Journeys.
Wow. You guys obviously listened to what the consumer really wants in a luxury ship. I mean,
thank you.
I took a whole page of notes while you were talking just then. I have no, I can't wait. I'm going to be on board here in the next few weeks, and I can't wait to see.
You will.
You guys got one ship out and one coming right away, right?
Yes, that's true. And actually, I'll just pick back up on the compliment you've just given us to listening, because we actually do have the art of listening. I mean, that's how we built the brand, but we're still listening. Because in my opinion, Rodney, actually, you're always brand building. You never should be ever brand finished. I think if you're brand finished,
you're finished. You
start to stagnate and you're finished.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So even the feedback that people are giving us during their journey and post-journey, we actually have an NPS score currently just tipping over 80%. NPS is Net Promoter Score. And in layman terms, the propensity to recommend the brand to a friend or neighbor. And I can guarantee you, having a score, an NPS of tipping over into 80% is incredible. Huge. Mercedes-Benz, I think, hover around 47, and that's a great brand. Obviously, travel, we're far more discerning, but we are delivering on the guest expectations, still with that art of listening. Our second ship.
Just to interrupt you just a second. That does two huge things for you. It guarantees you virtually guarantees you those people are going to be back.
Yes.
And they're promoter persuaders for your brand.
Exactly. And we can't wait to welcome people back. In fact, I know a couple, and I said earlier, we're in our 10th month of operating, and I know a couple who actually, in a couple of weeks' time, we'll be boarding our ship, Explora I, for the 6th time.
Wow.
Of course, people like this make me jealous because, I'm hard at work, Rodney, just like you, but they have a lot of time, but they've earned that time in their life, and they've obviously fallen in love with our brand very fast, but that's fantastic. We have Explora I currently sailing. As I've said, she's in her 10th month operating. She is currently on her way to St. Bart's in the Caribbean, and then actually to Bridgetown, Barbados, and then we'll start to transit across the Atlantic to reposition into the Mediterranean for her summer and autumn, fall journeys. She'll be joined by her sister ship, Explora II, at the middle of August this year. In fact, the very first maiden journey for Explora II is on August the 11th this year. And so Explora II will also stay in the Mediterranean right through the summer and the autumn. If you think that we'll be in different areas, you've got the beautiful Western Mediterranean, you've got the Eastern Mediterranean, where we can discover, whether it's, from Istanbul through to Athens, beautiful ports of call in the Greek Isles, through to Venice, of course, and then on the west, with Barcelona, Rome, Malta, beautiful destinations, the south of France. We're really going to give our guests a world of choice this summer and into the autumn. We'll bring both ships back, Rodney, to the Caribbean for the winter of 24-25. And again, offering a different choice of itineraries, of journeys, again at that slower pace, trying to identify some of the off the beaten path locations, combined, of course, with, marquee destinations or on the beaten path. What is key with every single journey? Ease of access. We want you, our listeners here today, our future guests, to actually have an easy access to the port of embarkation and, of course, easy access out of the port of disembarkation. So nobody needs to be flying 3 or 4 different flights to actually get to our ship.
Are you going to be on your Caribbean routes? Are you going to be coming to Miami or Fort Lauderdale? Or
Yes,
okay,
yes,
because a
yes.
lot of the newer brands are not coming. They're hanging out down the Caribbean. You've got to fly into a small airport.
That's true. We actually we don't home court because being an ultra luxury lifestyle brand, we do want to keep sort of moving. But with the Caribbean, we're going to turn in Miami, in Bridgetown, Barbados, and in San Juan. They're the three primary turn ports. We are, as a company, building a brand new, beautiful terminal actually in the port of Miami. So we'll be moving into our own terminal there later this autumn. And always in Miami, not actually to Fort Lauderdale. So again, easy access, great airlift. If you think of those three places as well. And of course, if you want a deeper Caribbean experience, look at San Juan, look at Bridgetown as that opportunity.
I was just in Bridgetown last week.
You get around.
Disembarking and in St. Bart's, which is one of my favorite places.
Aye, beautiful.
Oh, it is.
It is. Yeah.
So you mentioned to me in a conversation we had a few days ago about what you've really created here is a boutique hotel that floats.
That's right. We love to think of ourselves as a more of a resort whose home is the ocean. Now, we're very proud to be in the cruise industry. We are a cruise. We're called a journey because actually we think that a journey is far more immersive and actually meaningful. And in fact, you could say transformational than just a cruise. Yes. I mean, a journey actually starts with the dream of travel and all the planning and the excitement that builds, the anticipation, looking forward to it, planning what you're going to do actually in different destinations. Of course, that may be simply poolside with a glass of champagne, maybe by the atoll pool, the Astern pool, or the Helios pool, on our beautiful, beautiful ship. But the journey does allow you to rest, recharge. That's sort of connecting with yourself. It allows you to meet other people, make brand new friends who become lifelong friends. Maybe it's reacquainting with your loved ones a little bit more. We get so sort of trapped in our busy work lives. And so that's why we look at ourselves as more of a journey than just a cruise, Rodney.
Well, and you hit one of my nerves on that, and that is you talked about a little bit about dreams, and obviously this is the fulfillment of a dream, the way you guys put this all together. And dreams are incredibly important. But I found out when I started having grandchildren some 20 years ago, I found out that memories are far more important than dreams. And so what a great place to create some memories with your children and your grandchildren, doing that multi-generational vacation on this luxury floating boutique hotel.
I love that, Rodney, actually. And everybody will be able to discover their ocean state of mind. That's one of the sort of pillars that we talk about. After all, as I've said a few times now, the ocean is our home, and connecting with the ocean allows us to actually sail into some of these amazing ports of call. The other week, actually, we were coming down the western seaboard before going through the Panama Canal, and I was on board the ship, and we actually sailed under the Golden Gate Bridge. And I can guarantee sailing into San Francisco was a lot better than getting in a yellow taxi at the airport and driving into the city. And I think you can say that about so many destinations in the world, whether it's, going into beautiful ports of call, in the Mediterranean, which is, of course, just so attractive. So we talk about discovering your ocean state of mind, which will be unique for every single guest, and you can discover it whichever way. For me, actually, we're both wearing blue here. I love the color blue. The ocean's blue. And, I just get mesmerized by looking at the ocean all the time. You mentioned families. Something we should point out. We have over 70 plus connecting suites actually on the ship, which is perfect to create. You have two suites connecting. You've sort of created a family suite. Of course, for multi-generational travel, maybe the grandparents are at a penthouse or a residence, and you can use that as a gathering place to chat about what you've done that day or the next day, et cetera, et cetera. We also have a Nautilus Club, which is actually for our younger guests, so from age 5 to 17. And I tell you what, it's hard to get them out of there, and we're probably the only luxury, ultra-luxury brand that has actually a lounge especially designed for our younger guests. At the same time, the Helios pool, which is forward, is adult only. So, remembering we are a ship of 63,900 tons. We've got plenty of space. We've got all this choice across restaurants, pools, etc., wellness. So nobody needs to worry if they really are a couple and they just want to get away. Or, of course, you're a family, you're going to take advantage of all those benefits as well.
Right. Now, I'm sitting here thinking, the audience that's watching this, you're talking about 4 pools, you're talking about the Nautilus Club, you're talking about these resident suites and this owner suite that's 3,000.
Yeah.
They're thinking mega ship right now, but you're not a mega ship.
We're not. Rodney, thank you for clarifying that. We're 461 full oceanfront suites. So basically, we talk and we think of ourselves as a hotel. 461 suites. We're never looking to be 100% occupied. You may say, but that's odd. Well, there's not a single hotel in the world that aims to be 100% every single day of the year, because it just doesn't happen. And that's actually enhances the guest experience. We have a host to guest ratio actually of 1.25 to 1. But, if we're only at 80% occupancy, every single guest with us benefits up to that. And you'll notice I said hosts. We don't talk about our hosts being crew. They are hosts. They're passionate. They're being basically sourced from the luxury hotel and cruise industry. They are in love with what they're doing. They're always smiling. They have eye contact. And we try to obviously offer that intuitive, personalized service all the time to our guests as well throughout the day and the evening.
I was on a brand recently that has the word luxury in their nomenclature, on the ship for over a week, and the bartender never knew me or what my drink was. When I'm on a luxury ship, the second day they usually know my name and what I drink, and I always throw them a curveball by ordering something else.
Oh, well, you can have a bit of fun with that. And actually, you talk about ordering drinks, they're all inclusive. We are an all-inclusive brand. So, of course, all of those beverages, from that welcome bottle of, it's French champagne from the house of Louis Vuitton Moët Hennessy, all of your drinks, all of your wines throughout the day, with dinners, all your culinary. We have one restaurant actually that does have an upcharge, Anthology, but it's an incredible experience in Anthology. Tipping is all included. The internet's all included. And ladies and gentlemen, 3 devices per person, 6 per suite. 6. I haven't got enough fingers here. But the internet is very, very strong. In fact, people often say to me, Rodney, why is your internet so good? We actually have 2 service providers, and we have a router in every single suite. And it really does make a significant difference. So if anybody has to work while they're away, then you can rely on the internet. So we're all an all-inclusive experience. We do not include any destination experiences or shore excursions, as they're commonly called. And that was because of the feedback our guests gave us. They said, we know that if you include them, you're going to price them into the journey. And we really want the choice of doing what we want to do. We want to curate the perfect day. And so we don't include any of those destination experiences, but we are an all-inclusive, ultra-luxury lifestyle brand.
I tell you what, it sounds like you guys are doing so many things right. Tell me just real quickly. I know the other day you had an email from a client that was on board. What are travel advisors and your repeat customers saying?
Well, that's great, and you know what? It's the best thing that happens to me during my day to actually get emails from guests, from our travel advisors. Maybe the travel advisors are writing about the booking experience. Maybe they're also journeying with us. But the best emails literally are within 24 hours, 48 hours of somebody being on the ship and actually writing to me and saying, wow, this has immediately become my favorite cruise brand. The ship is so elegant. The culinary is outstanding. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm not kidding. We have prided ourselves to deliver the best culinary, not only on the ocean, But I think in hospitality in general, nobody will be upset about the cutlery, of course, on board. And people do share this with me. And of course, if they share that they think there's something that, that we should adjust or whatever, we have that art of listening. We elevate it up to, our family owners in Geneva, and we do listen. And if it makes sense, we'll look to see how we can improve ourselves. We're only in the 10th month of operating. We do have 6 ships on order. We will be, well, I should say, with 5 more ships, because we're launching the second in a couple of months' time, and then we have 4 more ships to follow. So we'll be a fleet of 6 ultra luxury ships by 2028. Huge investment, 3.5 billion euro behind the brand, all family money. And actually, if anybody's questioning financial stability, that's the one thing you never need to question about the MSC Group. It is a very, very financially strong company, as I said, European and family owned. Quite an incredible story, Rodney.
Well, it is, and just the picture that you paint, and the things that we're hearing, and the things we're reading, and the awards. I mean, you guys haven't been on the street a year yet, and you're already winning gold awards from Condé Nast. I mean, that's unheard of.
Thank you. I will say it comes with a lot of hard work, and I think that passion, when it's bottled up. I think you can achieve anything, but we've all worked very hard. We're very committed. We're very proud. But most importantly, I think if you ask what people want, then, and you sort of can hit the bullseye. It's, I think, when you maybe arrogant enough to think you don't need to have people's input or ask what they wanted. And so again, the whole experience is unique. The ship is there are smaller luxury ships, but you won't find that level of space, and you won't find that variety of choice in smaller ships. And this is what people absolutely love. They love the elegance, the interior design, but they love the spaciousness of the ship. I said 12 bars and lounges. So in the evenings, you'll have various entertainment in various different locations. We have a partnership with Steinway. There's 3 Steinway Spirio, the most expensive Steinway pianos in the world, that actually are across 3 different lounges and spaces on the ship. So, you can just keep discovering. And many people actually, one of the, you talked about guests writing to me. Sometimes I get an email saying, "Oh, Chris, I'm so upset." I'm like, "I want to keep reading." And they say, "I'm upset because I'm having to disembark tomorrow." And so I go back and I say, "Well, we may have space that you can extend if you want to, of course." So, yeah.
Well, I think you guys got the whole scheme of things, but that was behind Field of Dreams. You remember the classic line from Field of Dreams: "If we build it, they will come."
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Well, we need many of you to come. We're inviting everybody, of course, to work through Rodney here and the team, but we can't wait to welcome guests, whether it's the Mediterranean this summer or autumn, whether it's the beautiful Caribbean, obviously beautiful, sunny, warm weather. But we can't wait to welcome you, and not just for one journey, but for multiple journeys long into the future as well. We're here we have a long and very bright future together, Rodney.
Well, I tell you, I can't wait to step on board here in a few weeks. And I just want to remind everybody, my good friend Philip Randall always said, "Enjoy yourself. It's later than you think."
That's correct.
And it's time to be out there creating some memories. And so think about that multi-generational vacation, especially when they have this, what do you call it? The Nautilus Lounge
Club.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's very unusual for a luxury brand to say, "Hey, we got a special place for these youngsters." Yeah. So that mom and dad can have some peaceful time by the pool reading their book, or
that's
just
correct.
Catching up. Yeah.
And we have 2, if anybody's wondering, we have 2 of our hosts expertly trained, obviously in care for younger guests. And we do actually have a limit on how many children would obviously be on the ship at any one time. But anybody wondering, children will be very well cared for. We even curate a few destination experiences specifically for families as well, which is, I think, a fun little aside as well.
Hey, and for everybody that's still watching the podcast, we do have a special gift for you. It's called 25 Secrets to a Great Vacation, and you can get it just by texting to 66866. That's 66866. Just text 25 secrets, 25 secrets. No punctuation, no caps, just 25 secrets. And we'll send that out to you so that you can start to get excited about planning your next vacation. Chris, I can't tell you how awesome it was to get to understand a lot more about what Explora Journeys is all about, to know that you've got more and more and more exciting ships coming our way. And I look forward to getting our clients on board. We'll put some groups together and have some good times.
Absolutely. The time is now, as I love to say, Rodney. We've got amazing introductory journey fairs for all of your clients there, our future guests join us. And ladies and gentlemen, pricing will probably be going up. So that's why I say the time is now. Take advantage of it.
Carpe diem.
Yes, exactly.
Thanks again, Chris. Have a wonderful Monday.
Thank you, everybody.
Take care.
See you soon.
Take care.
Thanks for joining us on the Luxury Travelers Podcast. For more information, head on over to luxurytravelerspodcast.com to connect with our team or leave us a message. Until next time, safe travels and savor the extraordinary.